money to sue you and pay the best lawyer in America. I'll strip this boy naked. Whatever money I have to pay, Washington, good lawyer.
This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced. Truth cannot be buried. And those who wield power must be held accountable.
When we are fighting for the truth, a criminal like Anas, very evil guy, very, very evil, and he continues to do that even under MPP4 showed Anas.
Usia konkonku TV suni ensem no de wa wudi ho adanse se to dwa ne asom kwam ne de aba besom wo na ensem a wapa so US abrochima mu court atrase edi Anase eni onumunyamfo Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong asem a Anase de kodan court no se wagu nanim ase wafre no kromfo wafre no wudini wafre no eni edin bebre ya egu no ho fi nti eni e wadwa ne damage a ekwawi ase ne $18 million ya eji Africa Kennedy Agyapong ho ede ama Anas aremiya wa Nas esanse wadi bem ewo asem a ekoto court anim no na no na ho nsense bebre abobo aba asem ne yebu awieye Anas aba bekasa ne mra nimfo bi nso a omo ekogina mu eboaye obi ti se owura Ivan Selasi ene wani enuanum TV3 fo edi nkomo ye ba bebo ne na ma watie bi Anas so nsem a odi atodwasa ne amanafo no get ready oni o mas gased go pe ene wo ba pa sekaka Onmunyamfo Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong some interviews bi a grant ye years ago a enam so ma de saa defamation suit we nyina ba ye ene ho nkro ne ba nyina busua ye be kaka ye ho ani afimpimi ani dunwotwe he kwatena TV so ka se o sika pefo betumi de Anase akwa abruchire koto ene no akwa akogire mu atwe na bo so ma na taso nyina awro abusua ni nyina ye be ka ye ho tami kutu na tie nsemi na kekasi ani na wa hwe de ode wadwe mpo no efa Bomadina se wutie wuhwe be subscribe no like wa comment na wa share yankwe ne yankwabu ani akonma
and pay the best lawyer in America. I'll strip this boy naked. Whatever money I have to pay, Washington, good lawyer. Money to sue you and pay the best lawyer in America. I'll strip this boy naked. Whatever money I have to pay, Washington, good lawyer. When we are fighting for the truth, a lot of people, because we're fighting now with the poop on toes. So those toes will definitely high people, go out there, disgrace you and everything. I know Intimeno and Habe. Let me go to this one. A criminal like Anas, very evil guy, very, very evil. And he continues to do that even under MPP4 showed Anas. And so, as far back as February 2018, like we have just been in power for 1 year. Like Anas, a Cossetti MPP ministers up. This is somebody you have to believe more than me in Agyapong. I have all the videos. And I've given you the date, 8 February 2018. Anas, that evil boy, was setting MPP people up to disgrace them. Send your Dibenyesika. That's how he makes his money. Or blackmailing or for. And he saw I'm a swelling or no agasa or make your Congress also boy where you look for on where is journalist or unravel corruption area. I'm a country.
On the video about saying the video Baba 2 just said, and what's who can walk radio is all back premises. Dibisa among for M1 and Omotea was saying and check and a woo until one session more interpretive about the Botuni page and a man for Shas here. I'm cousin true. Only Nipa. Assume me said, Nam the Kotu on our movie away. Who are winning yet? Any panel, a within 20 minutes, maybe I'm in Jipu.
Now, who they are going to social media or the person? Did he even say good things about Ameswali? No sympathy, nothing.
Today, I stand before you not just as a journalist, but as a witness to history, a child of Ghana's turbulent past, and a soldier in the fight for truth. Yesterday, in the Essex County Superior Court of New Jersey, an 8-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict holding Kennedy Agyapong, former Ghanaian MP, liable for defamation and awarding damages of $18 million. The ruling is more than a legal victory. It is a profound affirmation that truth matters, that justice is not a privilege of the powerful, and that the arc of history does indeed bend towards righteousness. My story begins long before this moment. I was born at the 37 Military Barracks in Accra, the son of the soldier who served in an era where power belonged to those who wielded the gun. I grew up watching my nation transition from military rule to democracy, witnessing firsthand the struggle of ordinary Ghanaians yearning for justice, transparency, and accountability. When Ghana finally embraced democracy, I knew that safeguarding it required more than just laws. It needed the unyielding courage of those willing to hold power accountable. That is why I chose journalism, not as a career, but as a calling. Over the years, my team and I have exposed corruption at the highest levels. This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced, truth cannot be buried, and those who wield power must be held accountable.
Joining us is Evans Selassie Adika, who is a member of Anasa Remaya, Anasa's legal team. Evans, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you.
A pleasure. Good evening to your cherished listeners.
Right. To start with, are you able to confirm what we are hearing, that lawyers of Ken Agyapong have filed for a reduction in the $18 million damage was awarded against Ken Agyapong? Do you have knowledge of that?
No, I have no knowledge of that. I've been in constant contact with the rest of the legal team, and I'm still in the United States. We have not been served to my knowledge.
Right.
But what I do know is that immediately after the jury came back with its verdict on Thursday, which is Thursday last week, counsel for the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, the counsel for the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong made an oral motion to the court asking for a remediature, which is in essence asking the court to exercise its supervisory jurisdiction over the jury and to reduce the amount, the damage award on the basis that it shocks the conscience. The court took that under advisement and ordered the jury to return on Tuesday for the punitive damages phase of the case. Then what I am aware of is a letter dated March 17th, which was Monday, from the lawyer for the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, rehashing his oral motion that was made in court. Then we went to court yesterday, the 18th, when the same issue was brought up by counsel for the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. He intimated to the court that the court had said it would rule on his motion on Tuesday, which was yesterday. The court informed him that it never agreed to do that, and that the court was going to proceed to the damages phase. So as far as any formal filings have been made, I am yet to see that, and we have yet to be served.
Right. And so while we wait to see how judgment, whether that or not, how that will play out in the coming days. But still on the issue, we know that the laws of Ghana allow for foreign judgment to be applied within the jurisdiction here. If, for instance, and this is speculative. If, for instance, Kenny Agyapong is unable to fulfill the legal obligation of paying the $18 million, are you minded to activate the Ghanaian courts to, get him to pay or fulfill the damages against him?
Absolutely. Not only do we aggressively represent our client in court, we are aggressively going to pursue execution of the court's judgment. Not because we are after the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong's money, but we believe that this sort of conduct needs to stop. And we believe that enforcing this judgment is the only way to stop the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, who is on record severally bragging about his wealth, and that, in fact, he has said in relation to our client that an award, if he were ever to be awarded, if our client was ever to win a case against him and needed to pay him the equivalent of $4 million, that was peanut. We will, honest with you, we've already drafted, several processes by which is starting execution.
Right. The line is a bit dodgy there, but my final question would be then that that there are some courts in Ghana that disagree with the case Anas filed earlier, which was also quite similar to what he had filed in the U.S. So how do you intend navigating this, mindful of the fact that it's not all the courts in the system that agree with the case that Anas filed earlier against Kenny Agyapong in Ghana?
Well. It just simply doesn't work like that, okay? This is a judgment of a court of law. Ghana has entered into agreements to recognize judgments from this jurisdiction, so that whatever happened in Ghana has nothing to do with this case. If you look at the counts that were canvassed in Ghana, there might be an intersect somewhere, but these claims include separate and distinct conduct that were adjudicated by a court of law of competent jurisdiction, and we see no problem in enforcing the judgment in Ghana.
Okay. And how would you want it? Would you want it in, because we know it's properties that were used in the U.S., but if he doesn't have enough in the U.S. and you're coming to Ghana, would you be looking at, taking over his assets and property, or you want cold $18 million cash?
Well, by law, there's an order by which you pursue the assets of a judgment debtor. So we will start, obviously, by looking for means by which we can get cold hard cash, satisfy the judgment, then move in order of priority according to the law. So we even before we got to this phase, we conducted our due diligence, and like I said, we prepared the processes that are required to begin execution. To be specific, we have several tools available to us, including what is known as a Mariva injunction. And then we have another form of injunction under U.S. law that we can use to put a worldwide injunction on its assets globally.
Okay. We thank you so much for making time to speak with us. We know that you were in transit but decided to speak to us. Thank you, Evan Selassie Adika, who is one of the members of Anas Arimaya, Anas's legal team, joining us from the United States of America. Now,
says, Judge, in our initial finding, we awarded $18 million and it breaks down presuming $5 million, actual $5 million, and punitive $8 million. With your verdict and your jury service in this case is complete. I truly have enjoyed working with you. You've been an attentive jury. Thank you so much for your service. You are discharged.
Judge, defendant would like to thank the jury for their service.
Get out of my cat. Thank you so much. Everyone appreciates your service.